Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Boneless Dumb here, and today I am back with Modern Warfare 2. We've got Hardpoint on Raceway, and we are utilizing the Mythmaker. One of my favorite SMGs thus far to use. I got it gold in a single session because it's so good and I had such a fun time playing with it. But anyways, today we are going to be doing a commentary over what to do if you hate life, specifically if you're burned out with your job, with your home life, whatever. We're going to be giving some tips and tricks that I have learned firsthand. This is kind of going to be an advice video of sorts, and I really enjoy making these videos. Hopefully it's going to be able to help one of you out as well. But anyways, I will set the scene for you. The year is 2018 going into 2019. I was working a pretty easy information technology job, and because of COVID, that job was entirely remote, which meant I had my laptop set up, I had my monitor set up, all in my kitchen, and it was great. I had access to food, access to sodas, to energy drinks, all from the comfort of my own home. I wore a polo shirt for video conferences, and I wore sweatpants underneath because no one could see what the pants situation was like, and I didn't have to be professional from the waist down because of that. I wore slippers. It was sick. I had my PlayStation right next to my work computer, and I always had RuneScape up on the other monitor, AFKing some skills. For a lot of people, this would be considered the dream. You barely do anything, you make decent money, and you're always comfortable. There's very little stress as you are overqualified for the job, and you just get by. But for me, that wasn't the case. It lacked excitement, it lacked challenge, and fortunately or unfortunately, however you take it, with the way my brain is wired, that was torture to me. I wanted things to be difficult. I wanted each day to be different, and I wanted to have a hard time solving problems in the field. Heck, I even wanted to maybe have to do push-ups from time to time due to my mistakes. And I know what you're saying, Boneless, you should have just stayed in the army if that's what you wanted out of life. Maybe you're right. Maybe I made a mistake getting out, but because of my family situation, I thought it would be best for my wife and I if I got out of the army. And so I did, but that's beside the point. I realized that I was in a situation that was causing me at a certain level to lose my spirit, right? I have this great mindset where I just grind at things. I try really hard, I work my butt off, and I try to get the best result possible. And day in and day out, I could see that because of this job and because of its lack of challenges, I was becoming less of that. The qualities that I admired about myself, arguably the most, were becoming dull. It's like a knife. If you use it and you use it and you use it and you never sharpen it, it's going to get dull. You have to sharpen every tool, which your brain, your mindset, your mentality, all that stuff, those are all tools that you utilize on a daily basis, whether you realize it or not. And so instead of staying in that situation and seeing my mind and my body, because I was really lazy and getting fat at the time, deteriorate, I decided to switch career fields. And that was a significant leap for me, without divulging too much personal information and without telling y'all what I do, because I am fearful of people cyber stalking me. I went into a field where I had no knowledge, no experience, and I would be starting at the absolute bottom. And that all frightened me. Any type of change in your life that's worth doing, chances are it's going to come with some level of anxiety, fright, whatever you want to call it, right? But the deal in life is that's what can drive you. If you are constantly striving to learn new things and to be better and to not let people around you down, that is the zone in which you are going to become the absolute best version of yourself. Now, there absolutely is a such thing as too much stress, and there absolutely is such a thing as being in a career field that is above your head. If you made me, I don't know, become a nuclear scientist, right? I think Chernobyl would probably be a mild event compared to what I would cause. But luckily, a lot of gatekeeping goes into hiring people, and it's kind of doubtful that I would be hired as a nuclear engineer. That's kind of a, I don't know, an exaggeration of an example, but it is true. You don't want to exert too much pressure or stress on yourself for perfection in a new field, mainly because there is a point where you will crack. But you do want to consistently be striving to be the best version of yourself. And if you're in an environment where you're able to be complacent 100% of the time, you need to get out of that. If you're going to a gym where the weights are too light and everyone around you is in bad shape and you're not being motivated, seeing, you know, someone bigger than you, someone stronger, faster than you need to find a new gym. I am one of the smaller guys in my very serious gym, and I love it because I look to my left, I look to my right, and I think, dang, I wish I had his physique. And it caused me to work harder. Same thing, if you're the smartest out of your coworkers, man, I don't know. I would never want to be in that situation. And when I am in that situation, I look for new opportunities, new challenges. That's just me. Same thing. If your significant other doesn't challenge you to be a better person, physically, mentally, spiritually, in your relationship, whatever it is, you really shouldn't be with that person because they don't care enough to be willing to push you and to be willing to challenge you. You don't want someone who talks trash to you, but you also don't want someone who just agrees with everything you say and who is going to let you deteriorate and not grow as a person. In life, it's all about finding that healthy balance. That goes for relationships, that goes for your career, that goes for physically. It's everything. Everything's about finding the right balance. If something's too easy, that's not balanced. If something's too difficult, where you're pulling your hair out every day and crying under your pillow, that's not balanced either. So, one thing I'm not telling you is to quit your job tomorrow. Always have a plan in place. When I switched career fields, I had it in writing, guaranteed. I put my 2 weeks notice in at the job I was in, and I would be working, you know, after that weekend was over. So you got to make sure you're not just absolutely taking a sledgehammer to your life and just saying, hey boss, I quit, just out of the blue. You probably don't want to do that. If you have the intestinal fortitude to do that, heck, I applaud you. I think you're a braver individual than I am. But that's not what I'm telling you to do. What I am telling you to do is to make sure you're in an environment where you're able to grow. And so it's finding the right amount of pressure, finding the right amount of growth. And typically when you're in an environment like that, you'll find you'll be making more money. Money's not the root of happiness, but I have found it much easier to smile when I don't question where my next meal is going to come from. So I'm never going to be rich, but I'm also not going to be out on the streets, and that's my salary happy medium. I accidentally just proved the point that everything's about happy mediums. I go home to my wife, and I have enough free time to do my hobbies, to run this YouTube channel, have a very successful garden, work out, brew my own beer, all that good stuff. So, you can't work yourself into the ground, but you also can't live a sedentary lifestyle. But anyways, guys, this video is coming to an end, this gameplay is, and as such, my little rant, my little discussion is also coming to an end. Hope you enjoyed it, maybe even got something out of it. If you did, and you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, that is going to do it for the video. My name is Boneless Stone, and I am out.
I hate snipers. I hate 25 and 6.